Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our global audience here. I'm Red O'Loughlin on The Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And today we have a repeat guest. She's been on before, and I'm looking so much to ask her questions we couldn't get to last time. So Jane Moughon, please join us. As Jane is coming up, Jane's got 30 years in the health and wellness area. She's been a recruiter, professional recruiter, teacher, trainer, entrepreneur, and I guess she's coming eventually. We'll get her here. There she comes. Okay, Jane. One of your backgrounds that I just wanted to touch on today is professional resume writer. Is that something that you can spend a minute or two and tell people, do this, don't do that? Because
Absolutely.
For a lot of us, that's a super critical part of our lives.
Yes. As a former recruiter, I read lots and lots of resumes, and I rewrote them so that my clients in the professional recruiting area could actually get it. And so one of the big things is at the very top of your resume, under your name, is kind of a summary of who you are and all your skills and not all of them, but it's about 3 sentences long. It's not too long. But what I want my clients to learn is a snapshot of who you are, your attributes and your few of your skills, that you're a dedicated, energetic employee, willing to learn, or whatever it takes for the company that they're looking for. And so the other thing is to make it very easy to read with bold. I bold the company names where people work, and then some of it's not their duties. The biggest thing that people make a mistake on their resume is trying to list all their duties. That's not, companies don't care necessarily. Ultimately they will, but for the resume, and let me tell you this, the resume is to get you the interview. It's not to tell your whole life story. It is what the company's looking for. So they look at that resume and say, oh, wow, this is a person I need to talk to, because they're looking to fill somebody that can do the job and do it efficiently and productively. And it's not about what all you did in the past. It's about your accomplishments. What did you accomplish? If you did those duties, what did you accomplish out of those duties, and what did you do for the company? Because that's another thing. I want anybody that gets an interview to also, this resume is kind of going to the interview, but to ask, here's a big question to ask an interview, is to say, what can I do for you? If you're being interviewed by your potential manager, what can I do for you to make your life easier? And most managers are going to be blown away by that. So, but back to the resume, very clean, white paper, lots of white space. That's another thing people do wrong, is they want to, completely cover an entire 8.5 by 11 page. And interviewers don't want to, and managers, they don't want to read that. They don't have time. They want to get to your resume and figure out who you are quickly.
Okay, so that old story of 18 inches worth of resumes that people go through on a daily basis has some truth to it.
Yes. So, and they'll throw them in the trash if they, if it's too wordy, too much, they just don't have time.
Is the world of AI making resume writing easier?
AI is making a lot of writing easier. Absolutely. I have written some things that I think are pretty good because I think I'm a pretty good writer. But when I have AI, I submit it to AI and let them rewrite it. And it just comes out so much more professional. So, absolutely.
I usually rewrite most of my stuff for a seventh grade level,
Right,
and I use AI to do that proofread and give
right,
me a better word choice, better diction,
mhm,
whatever it may happen to be. When
right.
you're writing a resume, are you writing it for the seventh grade level or
Oh,
slightly
sure.
higher?
Yes, seventh grade, and of course, down in your resume where you actually list specific skills like this software and that whatever. I put those in bullet points. So so that there again, you want to make it easy for the manager to get it. Like I need this person. He's got the skills. She has the skills I'm looking for.
Okay, so if I put Microsoft Word Lotus 123, or no, Microsoft, what's the, there was another one
Excel.
before my, no,
Oh,
there was another one be Word Perfect. So if I put Word Perfect and Lotus 123, then they probably know I haven't been in the work environment in a while.
thank you.
So, so it you have to, obviously, if you're working in a time frame and that was what it was at that time, that was
Mhm.
big back in the what 80s,
Yeah.
early 90s. That was the standard, but standards have changed. Okay.
Right.
Uh, we have you down here as nutrition coach, and I know there's a lot of things that I want to get into. So let's do this kind of a different way than we started out last time. I know
Okay.
you got over 30 years. This is a passion of yours, something that you really and truly help people with, you believe in. But let's assume that uh, you have a class called Get Healthier. So I want you to tell me a little bit about it, and then I'm going to pretend to be your new client, and then you're going to help me with various things in improving my health. So, Get Healthier class. Tell us about that.
Oh gosh, where do I start? Um, you threw me for a loop here for a minute. So there's so many people. There's this phrase about everybody has something, some kind of issue, some medical, and when I look back at the all the foods that we've eaten over the years and what our parents have fed us and what we're eating and then they all accumulate over the years and then people come up with some kind of condition and one person has that condition, one person has another condition. It has to do with the foods that we've eaten, the additives in those foods, the processed foods that are so bad. And so it all accumulates, and then we end up with a condition. And then we go to the doctor, and those conditions, then they want to give us a drug. And then we might ultimately, drugs have side effects. And so then we get another issue, another condition from the side effects. This happened to my mother. She had a whole cabinet full of pills. And so she had all these side effects, and then you have to have more drugs for those side effects. And my whole goal and what I try to teach is let's eat healthier and see what those side effects are and what we can do nutritionally, supplementally to overcome. Because here's another thing: if you have eaten, and we all have, believe me, you should see. I grew up on pork and I grew up on white flour and whatever. So the accumulation, and so I want my clients, the people I teach and coach, is about learning the things that have created some of those issues and what we can do naturally to make them better, make them, and it includes foods and it sometimes includes supplements because now we might have a nutritional deficiency. So I have a lot of information about issues or conditions that then it tells about the causes or the nutritional deficiencies because of those foods. And so to get back to natural foods, the fewer ingredients in a processed in a package is the better. And certainly, and everybody, so many people know about fruits and vegetables, and but the supplements too, to overcome some of those deficiencies that we didn't get, that then created this issue in our bodies.
Okay,
So
so if
go
I'm a
ahead.
new client of yours,
Mhm.
uh, what happens on day one? What happens in our what? Let's just pretend. Okay, Jane, nice to meet you. I'm Red. Uh, I want to improve my health. What do you need to know about me to start?
Okay. What I need to know is, Red, do you have any issues, any physical issues that you're dealing with that you'd like to overcome?
Okay, so I tell you if I do or don't, and we go from
Yeah.
there.
And we go from there. And so there's a reason you contacted me to be in my class and or my coaching. So tell me, what is it that I can help you with? Why are you here?
Okay, so I come in. I have pre-existing conditions. Maybe I might
Yeah.
have diabetes. I might have high blood pressure. I might have who knows Hashimoto's disease. I could have a number of different things, but it gives you a baseline of
Hmm.
where am I right now,
Right.
and then what do I want to improve? Well, maybe
Right.
to me the most important thing is my cardiovascular health. I want to get off of blood pressure medicine. Maybe
Okay.
that's my first goal. So
Hmm.
let's assume for our sense of our discussion that okay, I want to improve my heart health. So
Okay.
let's continue on. What's
Okay.
next?
So tell me, Red, what kind of foods have you been eating in general?
Okay, so Popeye's chicken and uh, Chinese fried rice and you know love spaghetti, all those kinds of things that are rich in the wrong kinds of fats and rich in uh, inflammatory issues. Not so much on the green fruits, green vegetables,
Mhm.
leafy vegetables. Almost nothing on the fruit side of things. So that
Yeah.
kind of gives you an idea of the standard American diet I may have been on for the last 20 or plus years. Okay.
Right. Right. So, Red, are you willing to be coached and learn some new things?
Okay. Now you're starting to put pressure on me. I just thought I was coming to this class to learn something. Now you're saying I got to respond back with something. Okay. I think if something is important, I think if something is really important, and I
Hmm.
know why it's important.
Yeah.
In other words, let's say that, hey, Gene, I just heard it, yesterday from a guru that 50% of the times people find out they have a heart problem is when they have a heart attack and die. Uh, I don't want to be the 50% of people that never wake up from a heart attack.
Right.
So obviously now I have a cardiovascular issue that could result, maybe not, I don't know. High blood pressure certainly can result in a heart attack or stroke. But yes, the answer to your question specifically, yes, I want to change something,
Hmm.
but don't make it too difficult.
Okay. And that, you know what? That's what I'm all about, is making it easy. Because in my classes, I'm not your parent. I'm not the police. I'm not your mother. I'm not here to say you got to do this, this, and this, or you've got to eat. This is another thing I just can't stand. A half a cup of this and a quarter cup of that. And oh, please, please, no, no, no. We're all grown adults and we can make choices, and that's what life's about, is choices. So we can make less than good healthy choices and we can make better choices. And I'm not saying you have to do it 100% of the time, because food is food. It's all here. It's all good. And well, not totally all good, but you know what I mean. It's not, we have to make choices. So my goal is to show you some of the better choices of what you're already eating and make substitutes. And so that's my goal, is to make it easy and let you make your own decision, because you're an adult. You can decide. You came to me. You're exploring my classes, and so that's what I'm all about, is making it easy. I don't want anybody to force me to take a half a cup of this and a quarter cup of that, and this whole list of, you have to eat that food today and that food tomorrow. Please, no.
Okay, let's look at this from two different perspectives.
Okay.
One, me as a retired male. One is me as an executive, maybe mid 40s. So let's start with the mid 40s. Jane, I'm in an extremely stressful job. I don't get home until after 8 o'clock at night. I usually stop at the nearest fast food place. Most of my lunches are business lunches, and it just looks weird for me to order something. So it has to be whatever's on the plate, and my clients are there. So, given a high stress job, lots of hours, getting home late, not having a lot of options on restaurant food or fast food, just
Mhm.
what should I really? Where's the first place that I get the most bang for my buck of time and money?
Are you talking about in a restaurant or just in general with
No,
stress?
for improving my health, do I go for something? If I'm going to a fast food restaurant, this is a
Mhm.
healthier option. If I'm going to a whatever, do I, what kind of stress management am I on? What are those things that if I'm looking for cardiovascular health improvement, but that's the world I live in, how do you
Mhm.
approach somebody from that perspective?
Well, if you're talking about the diet part, is there are choices even at fast food restaurants. You can get a hamburger. You can get a lettuce wrapped hamburger. You don't have to eat the bread because bread it's got so many additives. And just a little aside, I want to say something real quick about a fast food place. There's a particular one that I think a lot of people believe that is the healthier one, and I happen to have all the ingredients of their all the list of additives that are in their food, and they are not the healthiest one. But anyway, back to choices. When you're at a restaurant, you can ask what oil. Oh, this is a biggie. It's the oils. The oils. There's so many oils that restaurants are using and fast food places are using that are so bad, 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 and especially for heart health, because we need the essential fatty acids, but not the bad oils that are uh, just so bad, and they're used so much in so many restaurants. They're adding oils, and then there's this pretend butter that I call plastic butter. Um, so it's the food is the big starter for stress. And there are a lot of stress techniques and um, things that a person can do and breathe deeply, meditation, those kind of things.
I know years
So,
ago,
mhm.
the Wendy's had very juicy, oily. Uh, you couldn't eat the sandwich without having oil over both hands because that lard just rendered out onto the bread, onto your hands, onto the napkin, your face. But it
Yeah,
was wonderful tasting because the lard made that sandwich taste good. And then they changed. Something happened. They took most of 90% of that lard fat away, and it still has a taste, but it's not what I remember.
hmm
Yesterday, my wife and I were out. We don't eat out as much as we used to, but there's a new place that we drove by. Let's go check it out. And I ordered a burger, and I mentioned to my wife, I looked at my hands afterwards. That is a Wendy's hand afterwards because it, whatever the burger was, it had enough extra oil fat to slide off of the bread onto my hand. And when I got done, first thing it kept popped in my mind, Wendy's. Uh, but it tasted great. So we have our taste buds that are working against us
yeah.
because that's what I want. So how do you fight that taste bud, that texture, the taste options that we have?
Well, like I say, there are choices of good oils and bad oils, and one of the best things, of course, is to eat at home where you can control all that. The other thing I do is I eat a hamburger and I hold it with the bread in it, but I keep pulling the bread off and the bread off and just eat the meat and I get the tomato and the lettuce and the pickles and onions. So those are all healthier. But like I say, the bread has just got so many additives and white bread, especially white flour. And so, but the taste, like I say, you can control it at home. And here's the thing, Red. We don't have to be 100%. We are living in the real world. We are on the road. We do get hungry. I do that too. I just do the best I can. And another thing is portion control and learning to feel that your stomach is already full and try to minimize the total number of calories, the total meal. And I want to tell you, fast food, hamburgers, one of the things that people really want to eat lots is French fries. And there's a particular doctor that's on all over the internet, and he says one of the worst foods ever is French fries and ketchup, because ketchup has more sugar in it than a Coca-Cola. The French fries are cooked in some awful oil, and it could be old oil. We just don't know. And so we're putting that in our body. That's putting it in our veins, putting it in our vascular system. And so we just have to do the best we can and make choices, even choices of which fast food place to go. There are a few of them that have healthy food, like Panera Bread, like Jason's Deli, like Lozano's Mexican restaurant at Kingsland and Pin Oak. Healthy foods, and restaurants that serve that.
Okay, so let's assume now I'm a 65 plus year old retired guy living at home and I'm eating at home.
Okay.
I now have choices of what I buy in the store,
Mhm.
I what I fix, how I fix it, when I
Right.
eat. So
Right.
those are all within my domain now.
Mhm.
So now I'm joining your class. Now you know that, this is who I am. This is
Good.
what I can control.
Mhm.
And I tell you, okay, I don't eat French fries. I've never developed a taste for ketchup. I love proteins. I love maybe green beans and wild green vegetables, leaf, but not a salad. Yeah, blueberries, raspberries, they're great. Uh,
Okay.
Occasionally, I got to have my baked potato. I got to have my uh, risotto rice, whatever it may happen to be. So I
Mhm.
end up with that, you know, an extra glass or two of wine, a beer, the risotto, whatever. So I
Mhm.
have things that can change and
Right.
I know should change, but where is the focus on a lifestyle where I'm not getting that exercise because I'm at home most of the time, but I have controls over whether it's fried or baked or sauteed.
Right. Okay. So, number one is at the grocery store. It starts at the grocery store, what we buy and what we bring home. And so when we have control over that, a lot of people don't know about reading labels. So I encourage and uh, you personally probably have heard this, but I encourage everybody to start shopping on the outer perimeter of the store. The fresh fruits and vegetables, the meats and the dairy and just everything in the perimeter of the store, because the inside of the store mostly, I know coffee's on the inside shelves, but mostly is to start with the ingredients that are high quality. So like chicken, there's chicken and then there's chicken. There's chicken that has been raised in a yard where they can move around, or they've been raised in a big warehouse where they're crammed in with no light, no sunshine, and fed awful food. So the choices of what you buy there helps with what you eat when you get home. And with so many things, the same with the beef, the grass-fed beef is so much better. But not to say you can't get the beef. Even that's better than processed meats that you can buy at the store. The nitrites, the nitrates that are so bad, um, and the soft drinks that are so bad. Even diet soft drinks are bad, bad, bad. So it starts with those kind of things that you bring home, and then the cooking part, like a baked potato. I love baked potatoes. I love rice, but and I haven't done a real study on this, but I'm starting to learn about starch resistance. Resistant starch, if you refrigerate it or freeze it, it doesn't digest in your stomach as bad as, or as, yeah, it doesn't make a bad effect on your body as much as eating it fresh. So you put it in the refrigerator and then we heat it up another day. So I'm really into that now. But the other thing, Red, is fiber. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Fiber reduces your carb load. And so we're talking about carbs and carbs. But when you eat fiber, we put chia seeds, I don't know how you pronounce it, on a lot of things, a lot of things. Because the more fiber you add, then like say the carb count goes down, and carbs and even a potato raises your blood sugar. Your blood sugar goes high. You have to have insulin to bring it down. And then if your cells aren't accepting the insulin, then it stores around your body as fat because it's a fat storing hormone. So that's what I encourage is fiber, fiber, everywhere you can get fiber. You mentioned the best fruits are the berries and all the kinds of berries and those kind of things. And citrus has got a lot of vitamin C. Now, and let me caution, drinking a huge glass of orange juice will raise your blood sugar off the charts. And so you want to eat a whole orange. You want to eat a whole grapefruit. That's what I just had a while ago was the grapefruit, the whole grapefruit. And but the juice, like I say, and apple juice, and parents are feeding their kids so much apple juice and it raises their blood sugar. So it's back to what you can control and add the fiber, good quality meats, not processed meats. Um, and so, and if there's just a few vegetables you like, then have those. You don't have to eat something you don't like. I'm not forcing. This is about choices. It's about being uh, satisfied with what you like, as long as it's healthy.
Before the inflation era here in the last couple of years changed everything price wise in the store, I
Mhm.
could find buying organic this and the grass fed and whatever. I had a decent return on my investment because I adjusted my portion control. So I
Right,
had less of the food. Notice I could use that particular meal, that particular item two
hmm
times rather than once. So rather than being $10 a pound, it was really in my usage $5 a pound.
okay,
And right now I don't know where that cutoff is because everything keeps changing, and it's just but when I do have portion, and you mentioned portion control,
hmm
so when I have portion control, then buying the stuff that's grass fed, whatever the organic, then I do have a little bit of a break on the price. Yeah, it's costing me more, but I'm
right,
getting more meals out of it. And so from
yeah,
that perspective, the healthier option is there because if I didn't have the the portion control, I'm going to be eating the same amount of stuff I used to eat. There's no change in my diet. There's
right.
no change in my choices. Nothing's changing in my life except that incremental quarter inch, half inch a year around my waist that just magically appears when I watch an extra TV show or two a night. So
Yeah,
you have to get as you have to eat wisely, but you have to prepare food wisely, but there
hmm
also has to be some level of exercise that enters into the nutrition equation because you got to burn up those calories. So
hmm
I'll tell you, okay, I walk a mile a day. That's all I do. And most of the time I try to do it outdoors, but with the weather, sometimes I got to go to the uh, mall or whatever. So is there some options I have with exercise that I might be able to do at home that are beneficial for my cardiovascular health?
Well, I'm seeing I'm I watch so many health videos all the time. I mean, I'm just like information junkie because I want to help people and be the best and do the best. And there's a lot of indoor exercises we can all do. If you're sitting watching TV, you can be um, lifting weights. You can do chair exercises with your feet. Just sit in that or walk around your house. I've heard of people that have just walked the inside of their house multiple times a day, dancing to a video. There's tons of videos. And the other thing this is new. I learned about drumming for seniors. So something that I really enjoy, and I have one, is one of these big exercise balls, and you set it up on a trash can and get you some drumsticks and drum along with the music. And there's tons and tons of drumming videos for seniors. So there's just a lot of fun ways, and or just get up and dance, something that you enjoy, something you love. It doesn't have to be hard. We don't have to go to the mall. We can just move in our own atmosphere, our own space, and there's a lot of things to be done.
Okay, let's assume that I am on drugs for high blood pressure and cholesterol. We know there's side effects for those. What are some healthier supplements options that you might recommend that I talk to my doctor about to incorporate into my normal choices?
And I'm glad you brought that up because my book that I'm working on, Doctors Don't Know Everything. It's time to take care of ourselves. They prescribe drugs. They don't know the drug interaction. They have drug sales reps that come in, and this is the latest and greatest. And the doctors don't have time to learn about nutrition and supplements and those kind of things. And they only get very few hours of nutrition training in school. So while you can, well, anyway, we just have to have that conversation with our doctors. Um, but there's a bunch of high blood pressure medicines that are most common: lisinopril, amlodipine, and losartan. And let me tell you the side effects before I tell you about some of the supplements: dizziness, fatigue, cough, elevated potassium levels. So, and so then if you add some more drugs to that, then Lord knows how many side effects you're going to have. But for high blood pressure specifically is magnesium. Magnesium is so critical in so many ways. And let me share with you about magnesium. There's 7 different versions of magnesium. So the one that the one doctor that I follow so much, he recommends the magnesium glycinate. But the 3 and 8, every one of them, and you can Google these of the different magnesiums and what all they do. Some of them help you sleep better, and some of them they reduce your stress. Our body needs magnesium in so many different ways, so that's a huge one for blood pressure. CoQ10 is another one, um, and then omega-3 fatty acids. So when we talk about omega-3 fatty acids, you can see that in some of the eggs. If you buy eggs that say omega-3s on them, you can get this naturally. It's also about olive oil. And there's another doctor on TV that you have to listen to a 30-minute go on and on and on about olive oil and drinking 2 tablespoons of olive oil a day. And it takes to the end to get to the kind that he wants to sell. And then it's extremely expensive. It's almost $50 a bottle. And so I have a version of that, which not a version, I have another brand that is less expensive but just as good. So those all help with high blood pressure.
Okay, so let's talk. We running toward the end here. You have some foods that are on your please avoid list, and you have some uh, substitutes. So why don't we pick 2 or 3 that are most common to people, whatever they may be.
Okay.
And also at the end of the show, I'm going to tell people that you have this information that give you a call. You can send it to whatever you want to do, but you have a lot of valuable information that I find amazing. So
Thank
let's
you. Um, yeah. Gosh, where do I start? There's uh, which one should I start with? Red.
donuts.
Okay, donuts. Thank you. Okay, get this visual in your mind. Just envision inside your stomach is a wad of white flour, sugar, and some awful grease. That is what a donut is. And it's just the last time I had one, and I used to love them. I believe me, they taste good, but I just couldn't continue to do that and think about that white flour that's already been bleached. It's bad. Lord knows where it came from. And then sugar, and then these bad oils all wadded up, sitting in my stomach, waiting to be digested. So there's so many other ways. Almond flour donuts are so much healthier for you. Almond flour cookies. Almond flour itself is less carbohydrates, and then you add some chia seeds and some fiber, and so your carb count goes down. The health benefit goes up. Choose another one for me because I just can't. There's so many.
Popcorn. Popcorn.
Popcorn. You know what? The thing about popcorn, and the worst one, let me tell you, the worst one is those ones that are in those bags that you put in the microwave. That oil is just pure poison on you. in your body. And so when I get a craving for popcorn, what we do, we buy our own kernels. The white popcorn is healthier for you than the yellow popcorn because the yellow popcorn is genetically modified. So the white popcorn, and we cook that in a real small batch, real small, and cook it in olive oil. Not olive oil, I'm sorry, avocado oil, because avocado oil that you can get at a higher heat. Olive oil isn't good for high heat cooking. But so then, and if I want a little bit of real butter, I pour a little bit of real butter on it. It's not that we do that maybe 4 times a year, but every now and then, the idea of popcorn. But what's at the theater, you don't know the oil in it, but that microwave popcorn is a killer.
Okay, let's go with corn oil, safflower oil, the vegetable oils. What is the one that you would recommend? Avoid, don't buy it, leave it on the shelf.
The one that's called vegetable oil. People think that, oh, it's vegetables. And also they call them seed oils too. And those are the soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil are all high in omega-6 fatty acids. So you may not know what that means, but anytime you see omega-3, think you're getting better. Do know that you're getting better. But these other oils and the food label manufacturers, they try to call it different things. You just have to read the labels and always watch everything you're eating and putting in your body. But yeah, all those different oils are so bad, so bad.
Well, for the show in preparation, you sent me some information on oils, on foods, on drugs and supplements and stuff, and very well laid out, easy to read, lots of great information. It's the end of the show, so I want to give you the last couple of minutes to tell people how do they reach you? Do you have anything going on in real time, in person? What's the best way to contact you? So take it away, Jane.
Okay. Well, one thing is I have a private Facebook page called Healthy Eating, Vibrant Living. And you're welcome to join that. I'd love for you to. It's going to be a private, safe place to talk about our health and not put it out in the world. And ultimately, I will be offering classes through that. I'll be doing training through that. You can also see this is my Jane Boyd, my personal page, and it's got a lot of posts on there, and you can see, if you can imagine, stop spending hours in doctor's offices. So I've got a lot of information, like Red said. I also have a children's coloring book I did for that has a picture of a fruit and a vegetable, because I don't think kids are actually know about fruits and vegetables, and it also tells a little bit about the health benefits. So, like I said, my Facebook page, you can get a hold of me through gethealthiercoach@gmail.com. You can see on the screen, gethealthiercoach@gmail.com, and my phone number's there, 832-455-4579. Any of these sheets that I sent you about good oils, bad oils, food dangers and better substitutes, and also the page about drugs and the side effects of drugs, any of those, if you want to request those. And the children's color book are all free. I will be glad to email those to you. So gethealthiercoach@gmail.com, 832-455-4579. You can see on the screen. And Red, I so thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. For people who are in the audio audience, get G-E-T, healthier, Healthier, coach, COACH, @gmail.com.
Right.
And your website, Jane Moughon, Jane, Jane, Moughon, Moughon. Did I say that properly?
Yes. And my Facebook group, this private Facebook group, is Healthy Eating, Vibrant Living. There's no dashes, no commas. Healthy Eating, Vibrant Living on Facebook.
Fantastic. Thank you so much today for sharing that information. I've been in the health and wellness for a while, and even I today learned a couple little things, which is, I always love to, as you say, we're always out there learning from other people. So I appreciate you being on the show today. I look forward to our next time. And thank you so
Okay.
very, very much. Red O'Laughlin getting ready to sign off of the Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. The next show in about 18 minutes is called Talking Heads. It's a show that I host, in which we're talking right now. I think we're on week 3 or 4, I'm not sure, of health habits for 2025. Start today. So, in other words, you want to get your New Year's resolutions. You want to have some level of success. We've been talking about getting our mindset adjusted for next year, but let's get started. And today I'm going to be talking about a dashboard. How do we actually track our own personal health, but use it in such a way that we can see what's going on, we can track it, we can trend it, and we know that things are working, things are not working, we need to make a change. Maybe the decision to do this wasn't the right one right now. I don't know. But anyway, those are the things we're going to talk about. So let's get started on our health habits for next year, now, today, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So Red O'Laughlin signing off of the Wise Ones. Get ready to see me on Talking Heads on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. Take care, y'all. Bye now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simon MacDonald. I live in the West Highlands of Scotland, a very beautiful part of the world. Seems a long way from the USA Global TV station. But remember, USA Global TV is worldwide. It's a fantastic platform. And every Wednesday, I come along here as part of the show of the United Kingdom, News and Culture. And it's just like a family reunion each time. It's one of these amazing stations that has such a beautiful, friendly, and intelligent atmosphere as well. And we reach out to an audience in the most unimaginable places. And I came here, I don't know, must be over a year ago now. I was introduced by Dr. Philip Chan, and I met Ian Plum-Turner and Helena Chard, who are co-presenters on the show. And then Diane Floyd-Bem came along as well. And I mean, the 5 of us, Dr. Jacalyn, of course, who is our host and our mentor, has just made this show work so well. Tremendous people, lovely time we have, and we impart a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. Nothing's rehearsed. It's all done off the cuff, and it all just gels. And we get great feedback from people coming back and saying how they're enjoying the show. It's lovely to hear, and it's lovely to get that interaction from outside as well. And we're all listeners, and some of us are elevated listeners as well. So we enjoy every second of it, and we hope you do too.
Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. My name is Roland Friedl, and maybe as you can recognize from my accent, I'm Austrian, so it's a small country in the middle of Europe, in the heart of Europe. And yeah, I'm 59 years old. I'm a father and a grandfather. And from my business background, after my very short but very successful corporate career, I was the youngest member of board of directors in a huge business, in a huge company. I started my own businesses in different areas, in different industries, and I got a lot of experience, what is working, what is not working. And about 2.5 decades ago, I started a training, coaching, consulting company, Spartan Performance Systems, where I did and still do train and consult international huge businesses worldwide like Xerox and other big players in the world. So we do a lot of sales trainings and management trainings with my team in different languages. That's my main background in business. Besides that, I'm very engaged in men's work and also in the environment. That's my background, to make it shortly. So to be honest, I'm very curious about what's going on in the world. I love to learn. I love to travel. So my huge passion is traveling. Right now, as you can see the background, I'm sitting in my motorhome. So after 14 years living on a beautiful island, I decided to move into my motorhome and travel to Europe and live and work from my motorhome. So, and I got engaged to USA Global TV and Radio actually a year and around 9-10 months ago. A very good friend of mine, he contacted me and asked me if he can invite me for an interview on USA Global TV and Radio. I guess the show was called The Journey of My Life. And to be honest, in the beginning, I said no, because I had very bad experience on interviews in my business careers. I did it twice for a TV channel in Austria, and then they cut it and edited it, and at the end, my comment was totally different than to the reality I said. So I said in the beginning no, but I trusted this guy, so they said, okay, let's do it. He told me I don't have to fly to the US. I can do it from my home. That was, at the time, this was his island in Mallorca. So, and it was an amazing, and a beautiful conversation. And then Dr. Jacalyn contacted me and asked me if I'm interested in becoming a co-moderator of a show. And so we started the Mallorca Connection, which is a weekly show on Monday, the Mallorca Connection. I got more and more involved. I became an elevated listener because I strongly believe it's important to listen first before you talk. And I had the chance to host and moderate and design my own shows, like the Earth Show in the past, the Men shows. I became a talking head, an expert on business topics. So I hosted, moderated, I guess about more than 100, maybe 200, I don't know, idea, shows on USA Global TV and Radio, and I still do. And finally, we started the It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, a very good show, and we bring a new one on about the planet Earth. Yeah, that's a little bit what I'm doing here on USA Global TV and Radio. So why I'm doing this? First of all, I really love new medias. I love the platform. I love the work that this Dr. Jacalyn is doing to educate people. It's all about sharing, caring, and connecting and networking. And the benefit I got out of this in my personal experience, I learned a lot about myself, to be honest. I learned a lot about my strengths in moderating, in hosting, in talking live in front of a video camera. I learned a lot of myself, where are my strengths, where are my weak points that I have to improve. I met a lot of new interesting people. Some of them became friends of mine. Actually, after all, it's a hell of work, to be sure. Yes, it is, to be prepared, to invite people for the shows, to find new topics, to do research on the facts. But I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the industry, the media industry. I learned a lot about broadcasting, videos, interviewing. And as I said, I met a lot of interesting people, and also made new friends where I'm very happy for that. So yeah, USA Global TV and Radio, it's the platform to connect. It's about sharing and caring. And for me, USA Global TV and Radio is a huge family, and I'm very thankful and grateful for this experience. And I guess the best is yet to come. Thanks a lot from Roland from Austria. Thank you. Bye.